If you have ever pulled a weed and brought up black landscape fabric with it, you know the problem. Some yard features save work only for the first season. Then they add another surface to weed, edge to trim, pump to clean, plant to contain, or permanent obstacle to work around. These 7 choices are not always bad. Each section will show the hidden job and a simpler option. Start with the buried layer. Number 1 is landscape fabric under mulch. The promise is simple. Put down a barrier, cover it with mulch, and stop weeds from coming through the bed. For a while, the surface may look clean. The problem is that weed seeds do not arrive only from below. Wind, birds, nearby plants, lawn equipment, and ordinary yard debris keep dropping seed on top. Bark mulch also changes as it ages. It breaks into smaller pieces. Leaves and dust settle into it. Before long, there can be enough loose material above the fabric for new weeds to root. Now you are pulling weeds from a thin layer of mulch and debris over a sheet of fabric. Small roots catch in the material. Larger weeds may lift or tear it. What would have been a quick pull from loose soil becomes a fight with a buried layer. The fabric creates even more trouble when the bed needs to change. Maybe a perennial needs dividing. Maybe a shrub is in the wrong place. Maybe you want to add bulbs or replace a plant that failed. Every change means locating the fabric, moving the mulch, cutting a larger opening, and trying to keep the torn edges covered. After several years, the bed may contain overlapping cuts, loose corners, and strips of material wrapped around roots. University Extension guidance does not treat landscape fabric under ordinary mulch as a permanent weed solution. Colorado State Extension describes it as deferred maintenance. That is the useful way to think about it. The work has not disappeared. It has been pushed into the future, where it may be harder. There are specialized uses where a geotextile layer can serve an engineering purpose. That is different from putting weed fabric beneath a mixed planting bed that will be dug, divided, and changed. For a normal bed, keep the system workable. Remove established perennial weeds as thoroughly as you can. Apply a suitable mulch without burying plant crowns, tree trunks, or the base of the house. Then pull new weeds while they are young. You will still pull weeds. The difference is that you can pull them from a workable bed instead of fighting roots tangled through buried fabric. The second feature removes the fabric problem, but it can turn every future planting change into a lifting job. Number 2 is large decorative rock used as mulch in planting beds. Fresh rock looks permanent in the best possible way. It stays in place better than light bark, gives a bed a clean surface, and can fit naturally around drought-adapted plants. Rock is not one single material, though. Small gravel in a dry western garden behaves differently from large, dark stones around thirsty shrubs beside a hot driveway. Large decorative rock often leaves wide spaces between pieces. Soil, leaf fragments, grass clippings, and dust settle into those spaces. Weed seeds can germinate in that collected material even when a barrier sits underneath. Once the weeds are established, the tools that work in an ordinary bed become awkward. A hoe catches on stone. A rake pulls rock along with leaves. Hand pulling means reaching between pieces, and loose stones keep rolling back into the space. Then comes renovation. Adding a few plants to an organic mulched bed usually means raking the mulch aside, digging, and putting the mulch back. In a bed covered with heavy rock, the first step may be filling buckets just to reach the soil. Every future change begins with moving stone before you can reach the soil. And removing the rock later can become a larger job than installing it was. Cleanup changes too. In a bed beneath deciduous trees, fallen leaves work their way below the top layer. A blower may remove the lightest leaves while leaving the smaller pieces behind. A stiff rake can pull stones out of place. Over several seasons, the clean rock surface may need more handwork than the homeowner expected. Heat deserves a regional caveat. Sun-exposed rock can absorb and reflect heat, which matters around plants already dealing with a hot wall, driveway, or western exposure. Dark material can be especially harsh in a sunny bed, but gravel can also be useful in dry climates, where it suits plants adapted to lean, rocky conditions and stays put in wind. So the decision should begin with the plants and the climate. Use organic mulch in a mixed bed that you expect to revise, divide, or improve over time. Consider smaller gravel where mineral mulch truly matches the plant palette and local conditions. Keep loose stone away from places where it will spill into turf, collect on pavement, or have to be moved every time you add a plant. The first two features hide work inside one bed. The third creates work by spreading small jobs across the whole yard. Number 3 is too many scattered beds, pots, and edges. A single mailbox bed is not much trouble. Neither is one pot beside the garage or a little island around a tree. The burden appears when every corner receives its own small project. Each one becomes another stop with the hose. The mower has to turn around it, the string trimmer follows another curve, leaves collect in another pocket. A small pot dries out while the larger pots still look fine. The yard may contain only a modest number of plants and still feel demanding because the maintenance is broken into 10 separate routes. Walk through the yard before mowing day. Notice what you move. Notice where the mower cannot make a clean path. Look for the narrow strip of lawn between two beds that needs special attention from both sides. Those small interruptions are easy to ignore when each project is installed. Together, they can account for much of the weekly work. Containers are a good example. 3 pots grouped near the back door can be watered in one stop and read as one strong display. The same 3 pots placed at opposite ends of the yard require 3 trips and may look like leftovers rather than a plan. Beds work the same way. Connecting 2 weak little islands can reduce edge length and remove an awkward strip of grass. In other cases, the right choice is to remove a bed that never became useful. That is not failure. A small planting area that needs edging, watering, and weeding but adds little to the view has not earned its upkeep. During one normal round of yard work, count every stop. Notice where you set down the mower, switch tools, reconnect the hose, or carry a watering can. The worst offender may not be the largest bed. It may be one narrow crescent that forces 3 mower turns, or an isolated pot beyond the easiest reach of the hose. Group containers near the place you use them and near a practical water source. Simplify bed outlines. Remove narrow lawn gaps and tiny planting pockets that add work without adding much to the view. The goal is not a minimalist yard, it is fewer maintenance routes. The next feature starts with the opposite promise. Instead of scattering work across the yard, it covers a lot of ground quickly. Then it keeps going. Number 4 is a fast-spreading ground cover or vine used as a shortcut. A bare bed can make patients feel unreasonable. The garden center offers a plant that fills quickly, and quick coverage sounds like fewer weeds and less money spent on individual plants. That growth rate comes with a method of travel. The plant may run underground, send stems across the soil, root wherever those stems touch, produce many seedlings, or climb until it finds something new to hold. In a roomy site with firm boundaries, that may be useful. Beside a lawn, walkway, fence, neighboring property, shrub border, or natural area, the same growth can become a regular containment job. The key question is how the plant moves before you buy it. Do not rely on words like vigorous, fast filling, or easy ground cover. Check the botanical name and the local invasive status. A plant can be too aggressive for a small bed without being officially invasive in that state. A native plant can also travel farther than you want. Those are different issues, and both affect maintenance. Also, look at the boundary. A mower edge may control one low spreader and do almost nothing against underground runners. A trellis may support a vine, but it will not stop the vine from reaching a gutter, shrub, fence top, or nearby tree. The safer shortcut is controlled coverage. Choose a clumping plant or a moderate spreader for a small bed. Use mulch between young plants while they establish. Give a vine a support you can inspect and reach without a ladder. Containment should match the way the plant moves. Regular mowing may check a low plant that creeps across the surface. It will not solve runners traveling beneath a border. Cutting a vine back once a year may be enough on a freestanding arbor and completely unrealistic when the same vine has reached roof trim or grown through a dense shrub. Also check what removal would require. A few unwanted seedlings are one kind of problem. A mat of rooted stems or a bed threaded with underground runners is another. When the removal method already sounds more difficult than the bare spot you are trying to cover, the shortcut is poorly matched to the space. A slower plant can cost more patience at the beginning and much less correction later. If you like gardening advice that tells you what job a low-maintenance choice is quietly adding, subscribe. The next feature does not spread across the ground. It concentrates one shared weakness across an entire row. Number 5 is a single-species privacy hedge. A matching row looks orderly. Every plant has the same color, shape, and expected height. That makes the design easy to understand. It also means every plant may respond to the site in a similar way. If the species dislikes the drainage, the whole row may struggle. If a pest or disease favors that plant, it has a long line of suitable hosts. Drought, flooding, winter injury, or unusual heat can expose the same weakness from one end to the other. A mixed screen is not immune to damage. It simply lowers the chance that one problem produces the same result across the full planting. Current University of Maryland Extension guidance recommends mixed screens for that reason, especially as weather extremes increase. The maintenance cost becomes obvious when a mature plant dies. The replacement is small. Its neighbors are already tall and wide. Their roots occupy the soil, and their branches change the light. The new plant may take years to close the opening, even when it survives. Crowding the original row to get faster coverage can make the long-term job worse. Shrubs planted too close for their mature width often need repeated cutting to stay within the space. Dense growth can also reduce airflow in some hedge species. The lower-risk alternative is a mixed screen with a limited palette, not a random row of unrelated plants. Repeat a few compatible plants in calm groups. Match all of them to the site, give each one its mature width, and leave enough access to prune or replace one without dismantling the whole screen. A formal single-species hedge can still be a good choice when the plant is reliable in your region, the site fits it, and you genuinely want the regular pruning that keeps the form. Uniformity is a design benefit. It is also concentrated risk. Decide which matters more in your yard. So far, the work has involved beds and plants. The 6th feature adds equipment and seasonal service. Number 6 is an oversized or difficult water feature. Moving water can make a yard more pleasant. The sound softens nearby noise, and the surface gives the garden a focal point that plants alone may not provide. The catalog photo rarely shows the service access. It also does not show the ordinary Tuesday in late October when the basin is full of leaves, the water level is low, and the pump sounds different. That is where scale matters. A feature can be technically manageable and still be poorly matched to the amount of attention the owner wants to give it. Water evaporates, leaves collect in the basin, pumps and intakes catch debris. Aquatic plants may need thinning or seasonal care, and fish add another level of responsibility. Before installation, find the pump and anything that screens debris from it. Decide how you will top up the water, remove fallen leaves, clean the basin, and handle winter in your climate. If ordinary service requires moving heavy stone, the feature is already harder than it needs to be. Placement changes the workload. A basin directly under a tree collects more litter. One at the far end of the property requires longer hose and tool trips. A feature near a seating area is easier to notice when the water level drops or the pump sounds different. A small container water garden can be simpler than a large pond, especially without fish and with every service point easy to reach. It still needs water checks, debris removal, and seasonal attention. If what you mainly want is sound, a small self-contained bubbler may do the job without a planted pond, stream, or several basins. The pump still needs attention, but there are fewer parts to manage. Choose the smallest system that delivers the part you will actually enjoy. The final category may not need weekly weeding or pump cleaning. Its burden appears when the location or size turns out to be wrong. Number 7 is a permanent fire pit or built-in feature placed before the yard's use pattern is clear. A built-in circle, seating wall, grill station, or large paved gathering area gives the backyard a destination. It also claims space from every future use. The mistake is approving the shape on a plan without testing the full footprint in the real yard. A 6-foot circle on paper may become a much wider area once chairs and walking room are added. A seating wall can interrupt the mower route. A grill station can block the easiest path from the door. A paved area can occupy the only level space that worked for games, a table, or temporary shade. Test the full footprint before lighting a fire or pouring concrete. Mark the outline with flags, cardboard, or removable chalk. Put ordinary chairs where the seating will go. Walk around them carrying a tray. Open the gate. Roll the mower or wheelbarrow through the route. Look at the space in afternoon sun and after rain. You are testing what the feature takes away as much as what it adds. Actual fire use is a separate safety decision. Follow the manufacturer's instructions, current local fire restrictions, and any required permits. The U.S. Fire Administration advises keeping fire pits at least 10 feet from the home or anything that can burn, supervising children closely, and putting the fire out completely before leaving. Local rules or conditions may require more distance or prohibit outdoor fires entirely. If the footprint works and the location is safe, permanence may be reasonable. Repeat the layout test on more than one day. You do not need a year of analysis, but you do need enough real use to catch an obvious conflict before concrete or masonry makes it expensive to correct. Finally, price the correction. If the feature turns out to be too large or in the wrong place, what must be demolished, rerouted, or rebuilt? That answer matters more than the polished installation photo. Those questions matter more than the polished photo at the end of the project. A permanent feature should earn its space through regular use and manageable service. When the plan is still uncertain, test the footprint first and build only after you know what the yard gives up in return. Before adding any feature from this list, make a quick maintenance map. Write down the job it adds. Where will you stand to do that job? What tool or water source will you need? Can you reach the part that clogs, spreads, tears, or needs replacing? And if you stop maintaining it, what happens next? That short exercise exposes work that a product photo cannot show. A useful yard feature does more than look finished. It earns the time and space it takes. Which feature in your yard gets maintained more often than it gets used?